I'm talking about artists that I like. I do like quite a few of the big name ones where you could just like search their name on anything and it just automatically pops up, or you could walk through someone on the street and be like, hey, have you heard of this? And they'd be like, yeah, I've heard of that. So I do like a lot of the big artists, but I'm talking today about smaller artists where it's like you have to have a specific crowd to know them. Just trying to possibly introduce y'all to more music, and also maybe bring them a few more fans that wouldn't have heard of them. So the first two that I'm talking about today are actually people I know personally, and they're both from around here in Kansas. Ashley Ray and Drew Six. They both do country music, and they have absolutely wonderful music. I love going to see any of their performances because it's just fun. It's just so much fun, and it's fun because it's like, and it's also like an intimate crowd. If you know the MagCon group, then you know all the people that I'm getting ready to talk about. If not, go check it out because the songs are amazing. Jack and Jack, they are getting ready to go on tour in like a month, and I unfortunately don't get to go because they're not coming close enough to Kansas to where I could go. I almost got to go, except the closest to St. Louis. I could go to St. Louis, except that's 2 days after I move into my dorm. So it's like, hey roomies, I'm gonna go see a concert now. Have fun. Unfortunately, I don't get to go, but go see them because they are absolutely amazing, and they have awesome music. They just released a single at the beginning of the month called Doing It Right. It is awesome. It's amazing. And go check out their other songs because their other songs are great too. And I'm so excited for their new songs to come out. And yeah, they actually only live like 3.5 hours away from me until they move to California, and then they're gonna be like halfway across country from me. But right now it's like 3.5 hours. Shawn Mendes, he released a single last month called Life of the Party, and it's a beautiful song. And it's amazing, and his EP is out for pre-order. Aaron Carpenter, he just released a cover of 3005 by Childish Gambino on his SoundCloud, so you should go check that out because it is great. He has an amazing voice. I'm so excited to hear what else he's coming out with in the near future. Sammy Wilkinson, he was featured on two songs. One is on SoundCloud, one is on iTunes with one of his friends. Young Skate, I think, is the name of the artist name on the songs. So he's featured on 2 of those songs, so you should go check those out because it is awesome and he's amazing. So go check it out. Dylan Rupp, he has a single called All About, which is an awesome song. It's very upbeat. It's a very catchy song. So you should definitely go check that out. Dylan and one of his friends joined together, created a group called Two Virgins. They have an album out, so you should definitely go check that out. And then on 2 songs from that album, and plus another single they just released, Taylor Caniff is featured on. Buck Wild is absolutely amazing. I love it so much. And Dylan and Taylor just released a song called Like Woo, so you should go check that out because it's awesome. Like woo! Jacob Whitesides, he released a EP of covers a few weeks ago called 3 a.m. and it's wonderful. He has such a beautiful voice. It's amazing. If you went to any of the MagCon events, if you were so lucky to do that, you would have seen Mahogany Locks as a DJ. And her and one of her friends did 2 covers, and they're on iTunes. One is Problem by Ariana Grande, the other is Better Together by Fifth Harmony. So you should go check those out because those are really good. If you are on YouTube a lot, you probably have seen the Hillywood show. And Hilly and Hannah create parodies, and they are They do everything about it themselves, like all the production, the filming, editing, and stuff. They do everything themselves with the help from some of their friends and family. But, yes, they do all that themselves. They have a single, they came out with this song, when was it? Last year, I think, called Saturday Night. And it's a fun, it's like a club rocking party song. And I love it. So you definitely ought to go check that out. So the artist, Tish, I first heard about her because she worked with Nick Jonas on a song, and so I listened to the song, and I listened to her other songs. I was like, oh my gosh, she's really good. Yeah, she's got a wonderful voice, and I can see her going very far. So you really should go check her out, because she's awesome. I love her songs. Okay, the next people, if you're a huge fan of the Jonas Brothers and know their crowd, people they hang out with, blah, 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 all that stuff, then you probably have heard the majority of these are the next people I'm talking about. If you watched the next Famous at Your Doorstep, two of the people I'm going to talk about were from there. Even though you should check out all those people's stuff. Michael Ray, he's the one that won the whole competition. He does country, but if you like country, you'll really like his stuff because it's awesome and I love it. And Julian Bell, I'm actually sort of friends with him, kind of. I run his fan account. I'm not doing the best job at tweeting, but I'm trying to do better. So that the fan account will be in the description. I'll put it by Julian's name, so that way you can go follow it if you want to. So please go check him out. Mikey DeLisa. On iTunes, it's just DeLisa. He is Kevin's brother-in-law, and his music is amazing. I love his music. And it's a little bit different than Jonas Brothers sound, of course, because he's not them. But, yeah, he's worked very hard. He still works hard. He's worked so hard to be where he's at, and he deserves so much more. Ryan Lessman, he is the keyboardist for the Jonas Brothers. He has a few albums of his own out. One is on SoundCloud, one's on iTunes, and then there's also one where the artist name is The Rule. That album's on iTunes too. But he's got a great voice. I love listening to him, and he's super nice. Paris Borowski, or Paris Carney, you might know her by that. I think on iTunes some of her songs are Paris Carney, and I think she still goes by that, basically. Maybe. Don't quote me on that. But she's married to the Greg Borowski, who's the bass player for Jonas Brothers. Garbo, if you're a Jonas fan, you know Garbo. She sung backup vocals for the Jonas Brothers on their last tour. And she's got music of her own out that's wonderful. I have her album from iTunes, which is awesome. And she just released 3 songs, or not recently, but not a long time ago. Sometime this year, she released them on SoundCloud. So go check those out because those are amazing. John Taylor, Ryan Listman, Greg Garbo, Grabowski. I say Garbo all the time. Jack Wallace and their friend Joe. I cannot remember his last name right this second, but he's involved in it too. And Paris, that I just talked about. All the Jonas Brothers were on their 4 year break. Then this is their band. The band that played for them. They got together and formed Ocean Grove as their own band, as their, while the guys are doing the break. So they have awesome music. It sounds wonderful. I love it, and I think you should go check it out because it's awesome. Kate Todd, if you watched My Babysitter's a Vampire on Disney Channel, then she is the blonde vampire girl on there. And she's got her own album out, and it's on iTunes, and it sounds absolutely wonderful. So you should definitely go check her out. And also she does shows. I'm not exactly sure where. None of them have come close to me, unfortunately, but she's done shows. So go check out her Twitter. And then also check out her YouTube because she posts songs that covers that she does at shows. So these next people, if you know Big Time Rush, you'll hopefully know these people. Heffron Drive, that's Kindle and Dustin. If you know Big Time Rush and you don't know Heffron Drive, then you're not really a rusher. Kindle and Dustin are amazing, and they have some great music that they've produced, and it's wonderful. And they're great. I went to their show last December, and it was awesome, and it was a lot of fun. These two people, they opened for Heffron Drive at that show I was talking about, Ariana and the Rose and Eric Dash. They're both great artists and amazing. They're super, 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 super nice and wonderful, and they got great songs. So go check all that out on iTunes. Tyler Mattel, he is actually going on tour with Jacob and the rest of the guys, which you should definitely go check out the rest of the guys' music too. I just don't have very much of theirs, so that's why they're not included in the video. I'm sorry. He's got wonderful songs, and actually I found out about him because he followed me on Twitter, and I looked at his profile and I saw he was a singer. So I went and I checked out his music. I was like, oh my gosh, he's really good. So I followed him back and then bought all his songs on iTunes. Yeah, he's really good and he has really good music, so go check it out. And then the Janoskians, I cannot say their name without an Australian accent because they're the only people I've actually heard say their name. And I always want to make sure I pronounce things the right way, so I wait until I hear somebody say it the correct way, like someone who's involved, so that way I can say it right. They've got, I really, 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 really like their music. And I think they only have just a few songs out, but they're awesome songs. And they're hilarious guys. They make YouTube videos too, so you should go check those out. But they're funny. They're a little bit out there, but once you get past that, then you start seeing where they're all funny. I will post the Twitter accounts for all the people that I talked about in this video in the description, plus the fan account that I run that I talk about. I'll post that in the description too. And then if you like any of those, you can go find their Twitters and then go check out their SoundClouds, their YouTubes, their iTunes links. Comment below if and who you checked out from this video and let me know what you think about them. All of my social media links will be in the description box too. Don't forget to give us a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, please. That's much appreciated. Bye!